Well, now I'd like to bring up one of my best friends in the whole world. A friend who I should have met in New York, instead met in Colorado. And shouldn't be here in Vancouver, Washington. In fact, I should be where he is, and he should be where I am. But thank the light that shined on us for being where we are. And thank Christopher Luna for coming to Vancouver, Washington to shine his light on Clark County. Please welcome Christopher Luna.
Before we do this thing and I get emotional, and I know I'm going to get emotional, let's hear it one more time for Tyler Burba. That was fucking great. This one is aspiring and not desiring. Never been fucked up by a kiss like this. Never felt your insides quiver with exquisite horror. Never opened your loveliness to the tragedy before you fell into these eyes. There is a hunger beyond need, a desire that long ago left lust in the dust, conspiring to aspire, seeking that which mortal commingling can neither name nor touch. One man's profanation, another's sacred doorway to everything. No one wants to be accused of paying attention to the wrong things. No side paper, by the way. Just so you know. Yeah. I'll give you a heads up. Behold the power of my freed ego, dropping shards of love. Life the way you always imagined it would play out, or you can try to make the thing you dream of making. If you choose the second, get ready for an amazing ride. That's the ride I'm on. I realize that it must seem like the greatest arrogance to think one could escape life's mundane concerns, like asking to live on a cloud, floating above the mere mortals. That sort of arrogance is the only thing that's gotten me anywhere in life. I'm just giving you a little taste of my energy right now. I'm not even full-fledged. I've seen a lot of miracles. You could say I'm a little bit of a holy man. Except to cut his throat. If I can make someone laugh, a poem knows where you already are, and it nails you there. Thank you. Your heart is as big as the world. I hope I'm not responsible. responsible for that. I am a soldier, a medic, performing an autopsy on your broken soul. Waist deep in an autoclave, all sorts of past demise. I ejaculate red, white, and blue. It's not sanity. Even if you high, that shit don't sound sane. Where are the helpful hordes? Have they got some sort of social anxiety disorder? I remember how transforming it was to feel that I was loved. I remember how transforming it was to feel that I was loved. How does one disable speech? Jim Morrison read Rimbaud, Nietzsche's Birth of Tragedy, and Joseph Campbell's Hero of the Thousand Faces. I want to know what the fuck moved him to do those things. I don't want to be rich. Starving artist, that's legit. And now for some real gore. Dying to oneself. The vocabulary of the mystics. An entirely happy convergence. A geography of the spirits for me. The world is a very puzzling place. If you're willing to be puzzled, you can learn. Our sweet, blind, bottomless hope took too long to get here. Still glad I made the journey. I have to say something. Chris, I think, is one of the only people in the room who's been here since we did the poetry and music jam that started at 3. So she heard that line about if you're willing to be puzzled, you can learn. I think at least 4 times. I liked it a lot, so I used it in a lot of poems. So I thought I should just let you know that it was Noam Chomsky who said that. Did I screw up your name?
No, I said, I was keeping track of how it's actually still.
Oh yeah, I liked it a lot. So I borrow freely. Something about this guy right here. The Kerouac School. I mean, if I had done nothing else after that, it was something that really changed my life. And one of the things that's really beautiful about that place is you become part of an international community of writers and artists. And I had fallen in love already with collaboration before I got there, but having people like Tyler there to lean back on and to workshop with and to learn from is one of the reasons why it's one of the most important things that happened in my life. So it's so beautiful to be sharing the stage with him again. Naropa.edu if you want to check it out. Yes. This is called I Am Not My Story. A very smart lady told me once this whole thing about stories. Yourself within. Not a matter of split personality, more likely a clear sense of the boundaries set by others, to establish and maintain order and control, to determine his behavior. Hardwired to spread, cells hum and quiver for constant commingling. But this is not acceptable. This will not do. Every moment punctuated by an attempt to tamp down the inevitable dance of molecules seeking pleasure. With each breath, impulse to create clings tightly to the impulse to destroy. Forming appetites, but one cannot be anything other than what they are. What happens when the answerer opens his mouth to speak but emits no sound? Who then will show us what to do, where to go, who to be? Thank you. I've got one more, and I want to mention that the title of this one came from my beautiful wife, Tony, who's there in the back and is one of my partners in Truth and Beauty here in the community. So one of the cool things, if you dive into this study of poetry, which is a lifelong homework assignment, is you get permission from these people who become very much like close friends to do things. You know, we've all heard a lot of sort of negative messages, and, you know, really connecting with the poet shows you, oh yeah, I can do that, and oh yeah, I can do that too. And it's sort of like the longer I do this and the deeper I go, the more limitless the possibilities seem to be. And one of the things that I've learned from my poet elders is that it's okay to borrow and even steal from each other. So I borrow and steal freely from everybody, including your energy, but then I'd give it right back to you, hopefully. So the title from Tony, How to Shape the Poetry Juice That's All Around You. Beauty and pretty are never in the same room. One man's wail is another's lullaby. Free from the curse of language, finally happy. Pleasure and joy can be a weapon. Like broccoli, it'll do you no harm. Like violence is what we do. It's all good, know what I mean? Put the pieces where you may. Let the mask fall or put it on. The page will hold you. How? But don't get cocky, and you will shine like the brightest bling. Contemplation of all that must be left behind. The advantage of asceticism. Desire to shrink and expand simultaneously, to stave off this need to lick everything. Nothing noble about being a consumer of souls. Loudness come to rock and shock you. to be large. Big in Japan without totally destroying Osaka. Learn to take nothing personally while personalizing everything. Into the void, into a river of revision. A river of revision. Delicious. A very beautiful place to live. And Vancouver is a very beautiful place to live because of all of you. And this guy right here. Even if we only get to see him every couple of years. Yeah. Thank you all so much. And I especially want to thank those of you that have been here since 3. That's dedication. You should get some kind of poetry award for that. So I hope that everybody who does live in town can come back on April 14th. That's when we'll have the Ghost Town Poetry Open Mic next door. If you haven't noticed already, there are frogs in different states of froggery going on there. And it's an open studio experience that will last until the end of April. So every time you might drop in between now and the end of April, it's going to look different in there. And I can't wait to see what it looks like on April 14th. So I hope you can join us here.
Is it Earth Day?
And on April 22nd, which is either on or near Earth Day, there'll be a closing kind of reception for that show, so come back for that. They're still sort of figuring out what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And let's make sure that along with Tyler, we also thank Bryce and Brittany. I'm really sorry if I scared the hell out of Sophia. I'll have to deal with her mother later, I guess. And thank you to Karen. I think that was a pretty great West Coast debut. To our friend and official videographer, who we will miss very much when she goes to New York, Tiffany Burba-Schramm. And this guy right here, Tyler Burba. I love this guy. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, and thanks to Leah and Reed for helping us out with all the food and